Hi everybody, I'm Meredith Baker for On the Map Off the Radar, and this is our first episode in collaboration with 1 in 10 Films. And in light of Women's Day, which happened earlier this week, we are interviewing Cathy White, who's the Communication and Marketing Manager for Seedcamp and also an organizer of GeekGirl Meetup UK, who's going to talk to us a little bit about women in technology. So Cathy, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Absolutely no problem. Thank you for having me.
And can you start by explaining your personal journey into the technology world?
Yes. So I knew nothing about tech at all. When I was at university, I studied film and television. I wanted to get into media, and it was around about the time that the recession happened. So I had a lot of fear of not being able to get a job because of what I'd done. So I did a postgrad in marketing, and then I moved down to London and did a post-production internship, which was terrible. They thought I was a replacement receptionist for 2 weeks. And then my sister-in-law told me that she was working with a PR agency that was looking for an intern, and it was a tech PR agency. So I suddenly got thrown into a world of PR and tech and didn't know anything about either of them. And fortunately for me, that meant that I found myself in the middle of Tech City and Silicon Roundabout. And this was about 5 years ago. So there was a lot going on in terms of the tech scene with all of these startups popping up everywhere and building these great businesses. And I came in and got completely absorbed in the energy of Tech City and what was happening. So very quickly, I had to learn a lot about technology, a lot of different sectors within technology, and learn PR as well. And it was really, really, really addictive, and you know, working with lots of entrepreneurs and VCs as well. And it was just like crazy, absorb all of the information, and I loved it. And that was my weird little route into the world of tech.
Wow, and it sounds like you kind of dip your hands in a lot of aspects of the tech world as well, dealing with PR and marketing in addition to the actual startups. And what is one of the most interesting roads that women have to navigate in the tech world? In speaking from your knowledge of working with a lot of women from GeekGirl Meetup.
Yeah, so I think one of the challenges that we face as women is that a lot of us don't have enough confidence. We very much have a slightly different attitude to men in that we think, oh no, we're not ready for that, or oh no, we need more time to get more skills and all of this. And overcoming that confidence is a huge thing that needs to be done by many, many women. Once you've got that, then you'll feel much more comfortable when you're in a very male-dominated environment, which tech very much is at the moment. We know that you're looking at roughly 10% women in technology at the moment. It's probably a little bit more than that, but that's the usual figure that gets floated around. So there's a long way to go to see more women coming forward in tech and seeing it as a career. But one of the first things to overcome generally is confidence. And that's a problem that we see at GeekGirl quite a lot.
And can you explain how GeekGirl is working to kind of help boost women's confidence, and how GeekGirl initially got started as well?
Yeah, of course. So GeekGirl started originally in Stockholm about 7 years ago, and the reason it came about was because there were a couple of women who were working in technology, and they were going along to conferences, and they kept meeting each other because there weren't very many other women to meet. And they realised, you know, looking at lists of speakers at conferences and on panels and all these different things, it was predominantly male, if not entirely male. And they thought, well, that's not good enough. I mean, there are women in tech and there should be more. So GeekGirl started in order to put women in tech on stage in order to inspire others. So it's all about building connections, learning and inspiration, and again, reaffirming and building that confidence, because confidence breeds confidence, and that's very much what we see with GeekGirl. So we started about 4 years ago now in London, and we run events roughly every 4 to 6 weeks.
And you just had an event this week as well.
Yes, we did. So in time for International Women's Day, we did founder stories. Because while there aren't necessarily enough women in tech, we'd also like to see more female founders and women building business. So we had 3 female founders last night talking us through how they came up with their business idea, how they started to build this out. And the key thing was actually how to get funding, which is one thing that a lot of women with all of the great ideas that they have don't necessarily know enough about. And we wanted to give 3 speakers the opportunity to tell them about their funding journey.
And for you, who have some women role models been in the tech world?
So I'm blessed in that I am surrounded by them, and I love that. So every single Geek Girl event that we do, I meet someone new who has an amazing story. They just don't realise that it's amazing. And again, that's that lack of confidence issue. We need to build that up. But key examples for me, I've got Rosario, who's now a dear friend. She's the Chief Technology Officer at a startup called Headliner, and she has a fantastic story in that she's originally from Spain. She moved over to London. She spoke barely any English at all, and she was trying to be a developer, and she was trying to get a job. And she had to navigate learning the English language, being very much out of her comfort zone, and trying to get a foot in the door with tech companies as well. And she's grown and grown, speaks fantastic English now. You'd never know that she'd struggled, and she's now CTO of a startup, and a female CTO is quite a rare thing to find, and she's a huge inspiration. And then others, we've got Sarah Tierney, who is part of a Seedcamp company, We Are Colony. She's currently fundraising for her startup, which is an independent film streaming platform, kind of a Netflix of independent films, but with so much more than just the film. They provide you with all of the additional packages, like behind the scenes footage that you'd normally get on a DVD, for instance.
Oh, wow.
She's amazing. Just another inspirational woman that I get to spend some time with, and she's currently crowdfunding on Seeders. And the final one is Reshma, who is the founding partner of Seedcamp, and she is ridiculously confident, she's fearless, and she's a fantastic mentor, and it's great to be working with someone like that every day.
Wow, and can you also explain for some viewers who might not know what Seedcamp does in technology?
Yeah, so Seedcamp is a early stage fund. We are a first round fund. So we invest in tech startups from absolutely any sector at pre-seed and seed, and we support them for life. So once we've invested, you're part of what we nicely like to call the Seedcamp family, and we support you with the Seedcamp platform. So constant learning, access to our network, which we've been building up for the last 9 years, and access to capital as well. So we're very well connected with other VCs, both in the US, in Asia, and in Europe. And we've had some fantastic successes in the last week alone. So this month in March, 2 of our startups have been acquired.
Wow.
So one was a video editing app called Replay by a French company called Stupeflix. They were acquired by GoPro. And then another Finnish tech startup working in the financial space called Holvi, which was acquired by Spanish banking giant BBVA. So lots and lots of success to shout about. And, you know, again, I'm blessed in that I get to work with people that are genuinely building amazing companies and are highly passionate about what they do and ridiculously intelligent.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. So if any of our viewers have any startup ideas, they should look no further than trying to apply for help at Seedcamp.
Yes, definitely. Applications are open now for our pre-seed investment, so please do go to the website and have a look.
And as a final question, what is some advice you can offer to young girls hoping to pursue a career in technology?
So this one's very personal to me, and it's something I've figured out as I've got older, and I think therefore I should tell younger women to do it. Find your tribe. So go out there, meet as many different people from as many different backgrounds as possible, and just ask them questions and learn and find your passion. Once you've kind of figured out what it is that you're really interested in, you'll find the people that are interested in that too, and they become a huge resource for mentoring. They're your support network, and they're your tribe. And that's a hugely powerful thing.
Right, and kind of women helping women rather than acting as competitors is so important.
Never ever compete with another woman. I know it's very tempting, because if you're in a male-dominated environment, you feel like you need to kind of get above the rest and show what you've got. But actually, there's more to be said for lifting others up and bringing them with you. And I can't push that enough.
And that's such an inspirational message to keep in mind, not only for the tech world, but everything in general. Well, this was a great ending, I think, to our episode, especially, like I said, for International Women's Day, which should be every day. And thank you so much, Cathy. And for all of you viewers, I will put a link to Seedcamp and also GeekGirl Meetup for those of you who'd like more information. Thanks so much for watching.